I think that the only reason that that people haven't sold all their monetary gold and bought Bitcoin is ignorance, fear, uncertainty. Like as the fear, uncertainty, and doubt disappears, then it seems pretty obvious that the $10 trillion that's sitting in gold should that energy should drain into Bitcoin, and Bitcoin should grow at least to the monetary value of gold and then beyond, because the reasons people buy gold are they want a hard to debase store of value, and Bitcoin is everything that gold is but better. And so the only people that are holding gold are people that just don't understand Bitcoin, or they don't trust they don't trust it because it's new. So there's a generational change. As generations change, they'll start to trust it. And then there's an educational component. But you can see right now, if you go back 6 months and look at the price of gold 6 months ago versus today, it's gone nowhere. And go back 6 months, look at the price of Bitcoin versus today, it's up by like nearly a factor of 4. And so at some point, the price becomes the educator, right? The educational catalyst. And all of the hedge funds that are holding gold and Bitcoin, they're holding gold because they want a store of value against currency debasement and uncertainty. They're realizing the gold didn't work that well. Or at least as they start to compare it to Bitcoin, they're like, well, everything I thought I was going to get from gold is going to Bitcoin. And so if I basically invested half my portfolio in gold and half in Bitcoin, half the portfolio works, half doesn't work. And if I have 75% in gold and 25% in Bitcoin, or 98% in gold and 2% in Bitcoin, well, 2% works, 98% doesn't work. And so there's an entire generation of macroeconomic investors this year in the last 12 months. I think they dipped their toe into Bitcoin and they had a good experience, and they had a bad experience with gold. And so the logical thing to do is you rebalance your portfolio in the coming year and you increase your exposure to Bitcoin and you decrease your exposure to gold. And of course, if you reason from first principles, like people, in the community that are thinking hard about it, their conclusion is, well, 100% of my portfolio ought to go into Bitcoin and 0% into gold. Why would you invest in an antiquated, obsolete store of value that's defective? Like, why would you put any money? It's like basically, I have wooden ships and I have steel ships. And 100 years ago, people had wooden ships. And it worked 100 years ago because there was no steel, but now we have steel ships. Now, why would you have half your Navy be wooden ships and the other half be steel ships in the modern era? It makes no sense.